Giant elf, I'm on the rise. Mono green, no compromise. Hey, ho, cycle goes. Stuff is crushing all my foes. Hey, ho, sweep for lows. Old school green and overloads. Giant growth, pop it high. Swing with all, you're gonna die. Scratch, fight, feel the bite. Mono green, I win the fight.
Hello, fellow old schoolers. Echo Greg here with round number 3 of the Guildhouse Spring event. This is a Swiss-style event with 1 match played per week. Best or 5 or 6 rounds, and then cut to a top 8. So this format is Alpha 2 Alliances, which takes EC, so it is a 4-strip, and then adds on Ice Age, Homelands, and Alliances. In addition, you get any book promos that were legal or printed in those times, so you get Mana Crypt. And as far as additional restricted cards, it's just Mana Crypt and Demonic Consultation. It's a great format, a lot of fun to play, adds a lot of new interesting cards and strategies, really bolsters certain decks, but it also creates some new fun decks. It's kind of championed and created by the Music City Old School guys out of Nashville, so definitely take a look at their website and see the rules and deck lists. They run Bootlegger's Ball every year, and this is the format for their main event, so lots and lots of fun. Highly recommend you check it out. So I am currently 1-1. My deck is a BluEureka deck, 4 clones, 4 Deep Spawn, Demonic Tutor Regrowth, 4 Mahamoti, 4 Tinderwalls. Tinderwalls are great in this deck in that they both provide an early blocker for aggressive creatures and also ramp out into a very quick Eureka or a 6-drop Fatty. Then some of the blue power in Time Walk and Ancestral. I don't play the Time Twister or Wheel of Fortune in this deck just because there's so much burn in the A2A meta that I find it usually ends up in me losing very quickly when I do so. So I kind of just don't run those cards and rely on just being able to get big fatties down and beat my opponent without refilling either of our hands. I also have a Mana Drain and a Polar Kraken, 4 Triskelions, 4 Eurekas, a Demonic Consultation, a Soul Ring, 4 Force of Wills, which is why the deck creature base is mostly blue, so make sure there's enough cards for that. 2 Sylvan Libraries, a Lotus, a Chaos Orb, Mana Crypt, Library of Alexandria, the 3 uncolored Mox in Emerald, Jet, and Sapphire, 4 Bayous, 3 Heavenwood Battlegrounds, 4 City of Brass, 4 Tropical Islands, 2 Underground Seas, and a Mind Twist. In the sideboard, I've got 3 Blasts, 1 Blue Elemental Blast, 2 Hydro Blasts. No real reason to split them. The Hydro Blasts are better. I just could not find my 3rd Hydro Blast, so I threw in a Blue Elemental Blast instead. 4 Control Magics. Those are mostly there to counter other decks opposing Control Magics that they might bring out of the side. But there are some rare cases where they might also play large creatures that I can steal. 4 Psychic Purges. Again, Necro is a 4 of in this format, so lots of people like to play Necro and discard decks, so it's good there. Great against Hippie and Hymnotorak and opposing Mind Twists, but also good against Weenie decks. Again, Ice Age adds an additional Pump Knight for each color, so decks can have up to 8 Pump Knights, so it's good against them. And there are other creatures in the format like Yavimaya Ants and things like that with low toughness. It is a sorcery, so it's kind of bad against those, but still worth bringing in. And then 4 Tormod's Crypts. Reanimator is a deck because of Dance of the Many adding another way of bringing things back. So got to be prepared for that. So let's get into the match. So matched up against Arthur Figueroa here. He is on a mono black. So he leads off. He goes Swamp into Sapphire and plays a Demonic Tutor. So I take my turn, I play City into Jet, taking a damage, and play a tutor of my own. So we're both off. I pass back. Arthur plays another swamp. Yeah, he's going to Ancestral, which I assume is what he went and looking for. And then he's got a Sinkhole for my City of Brass. So slowing me down. He passes to me, I untap. I'm going to play Demonic Consultation. And I believe here I name Tropical Island. I just need to get some land. So I flip over Soul Ring, Tinderwall, City of Brass, Havenwood, Regrowth, and Force of Will. That's my top 6. And then, oh, perfect. The next card was a Tropical. And then I'm going to throw a Tinderwall down. Trying to get up to that 4 mana for Eureka. He's got a strip, and that's going to hold me back. Not only do I need 4 mana, I need 2 of it to be green, which the Tinderwall does not help with. That gives me red mana, so really just helping with the colorless aspect. So then Arthur's going to play a Chaos Orb. He's activating the Chaos Orb. And he takes out my Mox. So, really going all in on the mana denial, which is going to be pretty effective against my deck. So I play a Bayou, and I just send it back. Just gotta hope to be able to get up to some mana. He plays an Underground Sea, and puts out a big Juzum. So Juzum will be scary, unless I can get to Eureka and then start playing things down, because my guys will be bigger. The smallest thing I have is a Trike at a 4/4, but everything else is a 6/6, or 5/6, or 11/11. He paralyzes both my walls just to stop me from doing it. Again, that won't hurt them for their mana producing, but it will stop them from blocking. Cracks into 5, putting me to 14, so he is at 19 from taking the damage. I'm going to play a Sylvan and take a damage segment of the walls. I need to get the lands here. I don't need both walls, and there's no sense in blocking because of the Paralyze. So I will take a mana burn, but I got to get something. There's Underworld Dreams, which is going to really hurt with the library again. The library is a draw, so even looking at the cards, not taking them, is going to hurt. So I draw my 1 for the turn, look at it, and then, yep, I'm going to activate the library, take another 2, and then got to put them back or I'm probably dead here. Yep, didn't find a land or anything I need, so I just scooped them up. I am dead. That Underworld Dreams and the Juzum mostly, finish me off here. So going to sideboard, it's a black deck, so some amount of Psychic Purges are coming. I didn't see any hymns in there, but I'm going to assume he's got them. Taking a look at my sideboard. Definitely going to be bringing in the control magics. Didn't see any red, so the blast can stay. And didn't see anything messing with the graveyard, so the crypts can stay. So, like, knowing he's got paralyzes, something like a Polar Kraken's not going to come. I'm going to board that out because would hate to throw that down, have it paralyzed. Sure, I can just not pay the upkeep and let it die, but just at that point, I'd rather turn into a control magic. So, yeah. With that, let's see how game number 2 goes. So I will be on the play. I start off with a Havenwood Battleground and pass. He plays a Swamp, passes back. Underground Sea, tap for 2, play a Sylvan. So Sylvan's pretty good in this matchup until he gets an Underworld Dreams down. Then it starts becoming a big liability. There's a City of Brass, he'll go to 19, and there's a hymn. So, yep, the hymns do exist. So he takes the first 2, an Ancestral and a Trop, which is very painful. An Ancestral Would have been real helpful. The trop's not as bad because I do have a Havenwood, so the single land can produce the 2 green I need. I just need to have a another land here, and hopefully a Eureka, and I can go off. I do have to be careful with Eurekaing with just one creature to play into play because it's very likely as a mono black deck he's got some terrors. So, but it looks like I do not find a land, and I just throw a Tinderwall down. So again, that will help with the mana. He's got a hippie. He's gonna take 2 from his cities to play it, so dropping to 17. But again, hippies are rough for me because I want to have lots of cards in hand to cast effective Eurekas. So he's passing back to me, I untap, take a look at Sylvan. I've got 3 cards in hand currently. I'm going to take 2, it looks like. Dropping to 16. And looks like yep, cracking it. There's the 4 mana. Eureka time. So I'm going to start off with a deep spawn. Arthur's got a pestilence. Ooh, spicy. I throw a Mahamodian and a Trike. And then looks like Eureka resolves, so he just had the one thing to drop. I've got 1 card in hand. So I'm just going to go to his turn. Trying to figure out what he wants to do with Pestilence, if anything. He's got to strips my land away, so I have no land in play, just 1 card in hand. Alright. I put the top 2 in my bin, and then take a look at Sylvan. Just take 1, play a Tropical, and crack in with everything. So he can deal 5 damage. Looks like he's just throwing that in front of the Mahmodi, and he's going to take 10, dropping down to 7. And I pass back. Plays a Strip Mine. Plays a Dark Ritual, and looks like he's going to Pestilence for 5 damage, which will also kill him because of his 2 cities of brass. So going out on his own terms, I can definitely respect that. So I take game number 2, and we move on to game 3. If I have any additional sideboard changes. You can see there I split a card while shuffling, so fixing that real quick. And here we are taking a look at our opening 7s. Looks like I'm good with mine. Arthur's taking a look at his. And away we go. So he plays a Swamp, Dark Ritual into a Hippie. So that's a terrible start for me. Bayou, Jet, and Sylvan. So pass back. Plays an Underground, Ancestrals himself. And he comes in for 2. I go to 18. He's going to hit a clone. And then untaps. Check out my library. Gonna take one, so dropping to 14. Take an extra one, I should say. Play a City of Brass, and I just pass. So, City of Brass from Arthur's side. He's gonna Sinkhole. I'm gonna Force of Will that, pitching a clone. I need my mana, so I'll go to 13 off of that. I only have 3 cards in hand, and I'm going to lose one of them here. Yeah, so he attacks in, go to 11, and he gets a Mahmodi, so that hurts. But hasn't hit a Eureka, assuming I have a Eureka in my hand. Take another one. Yep, I dropped a 6. And there's a Eureka. Throw a Trike in play, so that's going to deal with his Hippie. Just hope he doesn't have something like a Juzum to toss down. Play a second Trike. Looks like he's got nothing. He's going to bolt me, which I did not expect bolts. I had not seen anything in either of the games. I thought it was just a pure black with a blue splash for the power. So I'm at 3. If he's got another bolt, I'm dead. If not, things might start to do alright. Throws a Sinkhole down. I lose my city. I've got no cards in hand. He's passing to me. Take a card, and he's saying, hold on, in your upkeep. Well, actually, I think he was realizing I was all tapped out there. So at the end of his turn, he's going to bolt me, and I die. And I flip over what I would have drawn, which is a Time Walk, which would have been real nasty. Could have swung in for 8, then Time Walked, swung in again, and maybe even won on the Time Walk turn. So very close games. That red splash for the bolts kind of caught me off guard. Hadn't seen that in games 1 or 2 yet. So I was a little more cavalier with my life with Sylvan than I probably should have been, but didn't know about it till it happened. And he had both the bolts, and so congrats to Arthur. He takes it down. That puts me at 1 and 2 after 3 rounds. Moving on to round number 4. So still potentially alive to make the top 8 if I can win out. I believe an X and 2 usually makes it, but not always certain. So we'll see. We'll keep trucking on and see how we do, and see if the BluEureka deck can get us there. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time.